right, y'all, so it's time for part 2 of this month's edition of What Did I Buy? And part 2 is actually focused on Black-owned brands at Target. And this is significant because February was Black History Month, and Target released their 8th annual Celebration of Black History collection. And I feel like Target, probably for the past decade, has been ahead of the curve in terms of retailers that support and promote brands and products that are owned by minorities or support minority and underrepresented communities. So I've always admired Target for that and have leaned towards shopping there for that reason, and appreciate them making those kinds of distribution deals and collaborations. And this month was no exception. So I always look forward to the Black History Month collection because they've been really putting together some nice stuff. Like, year before last, I bought this sweatshirt that I probably wear a couple times a month during the fall winter season. I really love that. And this year they really did a great job. I bought this sweatshirt by an artist named Sharon. So Target actually did a contest for HBCU students to design products for this collection or artwork for this collection. And this is one of the pieces of artwork that won, and that is just absolutely beautiful. It comes on a sweatshirt. I got this one, I think, for $20. It also comes on t-shirts that I believe are $13 and a $25 zipper tote bag. So, y'all, I know that by the time this airs, it may be the very end of the month or early March, but when I looked online, they still had some of this stuff. So very, very nice. And then I bought my husband this sweatshirt, which was designed by Mackenzie Jones out of Raleigh, North Carolina. And then I bought this shirt, which I normally would not buy a shirt this color, but I thought it was so nice. It's got the names of prominent, hopefully you guys can see that, prominent figures and important people in our Black history. They do this shirt, I think, in different iterations every year. And this year, the cotton for this shirt was actually harvested and grown on a Black-owned farm. So kind of a full circle moment there. But in addition to the clothing items that Target put out, I noticed something in the makeup section. They had a display on an end cap that was featuring Black-owned brands of hair, makeup, and wellness. But when I turned the corner, I noticed that they were changing out the displays on the permanent section of the makeup aisle with some Black-owned brands. They put up a section for Black Radiance in my store, a section for Black Opal in my store, and a couple of other brands, Thread, as well as Pink Lips and Beauty Bakerie. And that may not be significant to some of you all that have already been seeing some of these displays, but it's significant to me because I live in a predominantly white area. And you know, normally the hair and beauty aisle, they're going to put up stuff based on who lives in the community. So to be acknowledged in that way is amazing. And so today I want to show you guys some of the products that I purchased. So let's start with Beauty Bakerie. Beauty Bakerie, I believe, is being stocked at Target as an offshoot of their partnership with Ulta. Just like Sephora's pulling out of JCPenney and into Kohl's, Target now is collaborating with Ulta stores to do some crossover. And Beauty Bakerie has launched some more affordable options that are seated in Target stores. And I just bought a couple of things. One of their Snackaroon blushes, bite-size blush, and then the Beauty Bakerie bite-size eyeshadow palette, and Get That Dough. I think this one comes in like two. There's a neutral version, which is what I bought, and a more colorful version. They also had eyeshadow brushes, beauty blenders, and small versions of their loose powder. So this is this palette, the Get the Dough palette, and I will swatch this for you right quick. You get 9 shades, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mattes, and there you go, 6 mattes and 3 shimmers. And yeah, so let's just get to swatching. First up is this guy, which is kind of a pale, it's kind of a beigey pink maybe. And then this one, which is kind of a light brown. That seems very transition shade-ish on me. Then I have my reddish brown here. Ooh. I have this kind of penny gold. Yeah, it's gold. It just looks very, very copper in the pan. Yeah, it's the exact color of a new penny. Then I have a darker brown here in the middle. Which, it's hard to say. This one's kind of a dark reddish brown, maybe the color of chocolate. And then this kind of gray brown. It's not a black, it's not a brown, it's kind of gray. There's that. And then there's this actual true gold down here in the corner. There. That's actually kind of vibrant. It's hard to tell though when you swatch whether it's really going to be that way. And here is a bronze. So not quite as bronze as this penny color, but bronze. And another warmer light brown down in this corner. And so that's what this looks like. Again, this palette is called Get the Dough, which I guess is a good descriptor for this. It's very baked goods inspired. But what can we expect from Beauty Bakerie? So this palette actually retailed for $14, which isn't terrible for 9 shades of eyeshadow. And they're not particularly tiny shades either. So I'm not mad at that. And then the Snackaroons blush that comes in 3 or 4 shades. I bought the shade Heartbeats. I thought that was absolutely beautiful in the pan, and it's a shade that I don't have in a powder, so we'll swipe that. That's what it looks like on my finger. This is what it looks like. Ooh. This is what it looks like on the back of my hand. I can tell that that's going to deliver a very nice pigment. This is the kind of blush that I would just put on my glasses, put this blush on, and throw on a matching lip color, and it's a look. So really, really like that. Another brand that I saw physically on the shelves in my Target for the first time was the Lip Bar. And so the Lip Bar has actually been collaborating with Target since 2018. And I would say if the phrase where one door closes, another one opened was a brand, TLB would be it. So, if you did not know, the Lip Bar is black owned. They are out of Detroit. They're also woman owned. And they launched their brand back in 2012, went on Shark Tank in 2015, got denied an investment, turned around 3 years later in 2018, and launched in 44 different Target stores. So, they are moving onward and upward to the point where they've recently rebranded as TLB because they have expanded well beyond lips. And that is what I focused on in my purchases from Target this last month. So I purchased the Just a Tint 3-in-1 skin conditioner, which is like their tinted moisturizer, and I was excited to find this because I've been looking for one that was flattering to my skin and not terribly expensive. I want to say that this skin conditioner was $16.99. Then I purchased the Quick Conceal Caffeine Concealer for $11.99. I don't want to tell y'all wrong, so let me double check. $14.99 on the concealer. Then I purchased the Set the Tone finishing powder in the shade Brown Sugar Babe, which was $12.99. I purchased the Everyday Eyeshadow Palette in the Color Story Brown Bombshell. That was $10.99. And then last but not least, I purchased this. So Boss Lady is probably the Lip Bar's flagship product and color. It is their universal red. And so I was just going to buy the matte lipstick by itself, but when I saw this on the shelf, I figured let me just go scan this and see what it cost. And it rang up the same price as the regular lipstick. And it also includes the matching lip liner pencil. So if you see this on your shelves and you were thinking about just getting the lipstick, go ahead and get the bundle because it's a better value. So what we're going to do, since I have pretty much a full face of TLB, we're going to test drive TLB. So first up is the Just a Tint 3-in-1 tinted skin conditioner. I got this in the shade Honey Dip, and it is a moisturizer, a complexion perfector, and also a skin protector in terms of it having SPF 11 and hyaluronic acid. It also has rosewater, cucumber extract, and Irish sea moss to help keep your skin healthy. And we're going to use it. I'm going to use it the way that all of these products, the way that the company intends. I watched a video on the Lip Bar's website, and the model just kind of spot applied this straight out of the tube. And she did end up doing it, like blending it out with her finger. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use a brush like I normally would to see how it performs. But she started with a little and just built it up. And for what it's worth, the Lip Bar does have a shade finder on their website if you're interested. So that's going on quite smooth. It does have kind of the scent of a lotion and the feel of a lotion. So it's not heavy or obnoxious at all. And the coverage on this is actually supposed to be buildable. It is a tinted moisturizer. And I'll just put on a little bit more for the sake of seeing how this looks. Right here in the middle of my face. And I think this is right on time. I've been looking for a good tinted moisturizer that, you know, wasn't going to make me look ashy or greasy or break me out. And pretty soon it'll be spring and summer, so all that good stuff. So not bad. Next up is the Quick Conceal Caffeine Concealer that is supposed to be self-setting and brightening. All right. It's got sunflower, avocado, and macadamia nut oils. There we go again with the skin-loving formulas to brighten and conceal. And it's supposed to finish satin matte, which I don't know how these two are going to work together, considering this tinted moisturizer, I'm sure it's not meant to have a satin matte finish, but here goes nothing. And I bought it in the shade Cinnamon. All right, so it comes with our standard flat applicator, and it has an interesting sweet smell. I'm gonna hit the inner and outer corners of my eyes as I normally do. And I'm gonna try to work fast because it does say that it's self-setting. So I would definitely say that this concealer, even though I did not use a lot, doesn't have like the heaviest coverage in the world. Like, I feel like I would have to use a little bit more to get complete coverage under my eyes. But then again, if I'm using it in concert with a tinted moisturizer, I'm probably not even worried about all of that. I'll actually add a little bit more since I did 2 layers of the tinted moisturizer. thelipbar.com. Okay, so I guess I look a little bit more awake. Maybe. We shall see. Next up is the Set the Tone finishing powder that I purchased in the shade Brown Sugar Babe. All right. It is also buildable and is supposed to offer us some airbrush coverage in terms of the directions. It tells us to lightly sweep your brush into the finishing powder. I think that's pretty light. And brush onto the skin in a circular motion, swirling as you go. Okay. And I can immediately see the difference in this side versus this side. It is very much mattifying my face. It's a nice finish. And it doesn't look cakey. Well, how about that? So first impression, I like the tinted moisturizer, okay. The jury's still out on the concealer, but I do kind of like the powder as well. And this powder retails for $12.99. Okay. And then I also bought the Everyday Eyeshadow Palettes. And I said that wrong. The shade isn't Unintimidating Beauty. That's the catchphrase. The name of this palette is Brown Bombshell. And I really, really like the packaging on the lip bar where it looks like, I'm not going to call them burglar bars, but wrought iron. I think that's a nice, classy touch. But it's got, whoa, that's interesting. Open it up. And it's got a mirror in there. How cute is that? How cute. But it's got 4 different shades. Alright. So this is brown sugar. This is toast, which is another gold. Very nice. Hopefully you can see that. And then I have here spice and cinnamon. Okay, I like those shades. I think they're going to work very well in concert with another palette that I have. But let's try them. So there's actually directions on this carton, and I am going to try to follow them. Starting with the lightest shade, sweep over the entire eye from the corner of your lid towards your tear duct. Before I do that, I'm actually going to prime my lids. I'm going to use my NYX primer just because I don't feel like I just need like a white primer today. That dry. Okay, so we're going to start with the lightest shade, sweep over the entire eye from the corner of our lid toward the tear duct. And I'm going to use a big fluffy brush for that. I always hear like Wayne Goss and people like Wayne Goss and Robert and James Welch and even Hung Van Gogh say, y'all stop lifting your eyebrows and doing all those kind of things when you put on your eyeshadow because you don't look like that like regularly. But it's hard not to do. It's hard not to do. So that's like almost the same color as my skin, but I'm not terribly mad at that either. Next up, number 2, apply the metallic shade. Apply the metallic shade along the lid of your eye. So that's going to be the color Toast in this case. And I'm going to use a flat synthetic brush. If it picked up anything. Yep, it did. Okay. And then use the contrast shade to warm transition above the crease. I will use, we'll use this brush for that. And I will go into this shade Spice. Okay, above the crease is there. And y'all, my eyes, y'all know that they are borderline hooded. So, yeah. And last but not least, apply the darkest shade into the crease of your eye. And that deepest shade is going to be cinnamon here. I'm going to use a small detailing brush. And I'm going to put that where I want my crease to be. That's interesting. Very interesting. So, one thing I noticed about this palette, this is the Color Story and Hit. And then I have my NARS Basic Instinct quad here. I feel like these will work really well in concert with each other. So I'm actually going to use my Exhibit A for blush today. And I'm actually going to use Taj Mahal as a highlight. Okay, so I'm going to go in and work on like liner and mascara and stuff, and I'll be right back. So this is the liner. And I'm actually going to go a little bit farther into the lip. I've heard that this matte lipstick runs a little bit, so I'm going to just add more liner to help kind of ensure some staying power there. Okay, and then I will take Boss Lady, my matte lip. Ow. And it's a blue red that's supposed to be universally flattering. And I'll just apply that to my lips, overlapping that liner. So that's interesting. That's a darker red than I normally wear, but it's still a very nice red. I'm going to let that dry down for a second. But so far, I think this is a good collection of products. Let's say that you work in an office or you're a professional person, you take meetings, and you might just want to throw a polished look together on the go. I think this set of products, this collection that the Lip Bar TLB has curated, is really great for that boss lady on the move. And they also sell a bundle that has like the tinted moisturizer, the concealer, a face palette, and something else, the eyebrows, that you can buy together as a set, which I think is really, really great. So yeah, that's what I bought from Target in terms of their new makeup. So you guys go and check them out. Oh, I almost forgot. Worth noting is that there were two more new brands on the shelves. Pink Lips, which is a black-owned makeup company that specializes in lip colors, but they also have like concealer, and I think they have a mascara or an eyeliner. Don't quote me on that, but they definitely sell lip colors, and they're new to the market. And one more brand spanking new brand, Thread Beauty. If you missed it, I did a review a full-fledged review on this brand, so do check that out. It is actually the brainchild of the founder and CEO of TLB. Very interesting. But this brand just dropped on February 22nd. Be sure to catch the full review on that. But that's what I purchased from Target. I think it's been a good month for them in terms of new product launches. So you guys, let me know if you're starting to see any of those changes on your shelves. So y'all, that was my haul, this month's edition of What Did I Buy. Y'all let me know what you purchased last month or what's on your wish list for the next month. And as always, wear what you love what you wear, but don't let it wear you. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.